All right. welcome martial arts fans from around the world or anybody who just likes having fun. One of the most prestigious martial arts tournaments in America, in the world.
I'm from Newfoundland, Canada.
I started 5 years old in Mexico.
This is my life.
I was born for it.
Do a little bit of everything, strength training, the gym work, drills, sparring.
Never take it easy. Getting ready for your fighting the best in the world at Battle of Atlanta. Can't go into training and just be like, okay, I'm gonna have an easy day. You gotta go in and give it 110%.
This is going to be a ton of fun. We've got a lot of amazing fights lined up tonight. We got team fights. We've got open weight. We've got some of the best fighters in the world on stage tonight.
Going toe-to-toe with another person, just being able to move around, bounce around, throw kicks and punches. I love this sport.
I love training. I love the community. I love all the people. I love competing.
Tonight.
Y esta noche,
Tonight.
I will be the one.
I will be the one.
I will be the one.
voy a ser yo.
I will be the one.
I will be the one.
Welcome to the 57th Battle of Atlanta and the 11th Friday Night Fights. Now, I thought we were in a room full of people that were excited about fighting, because I need you guys to try that again. Welcome to the 11th Annual Friday Night Fights. All right, we are in for one heck of a show. I am your host, Reed Presley, this evening, and I am joined by a fantastic team. We got Anna Glenn doing interviews. We got Mallory Woods and Jackson Rudolph on the broadcast. We have a fantastic team putting on the lights and production, and we have some amazing judges. Let's give it up for our judges right now. Now, more importantly, this stage is about to become home for some of the world's best fighters. We're gonna have the youth team fights, men and women open weight, ultimate team sparring, and the very last division, you better stay for it, is the three-man team sparring, where I believe it is Team Paul Mitchell versus Top 10 USA. It's gonna be a great fight. So now, without further ado, I'm gonna be welcomed by the wonderful Chelsea Holt as we all stand for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Wonderful job, wonderful job. You may all be seated. Now we're going to be going into our first division, which is going to be the boys team sparring challenge. We're going to have Team ATL versus Team MBS. Let's go ahead and have Team ATL hit the stage. All right, I can already tell be a good one. And now let's have Team MBS. Let's go ahead and have our judges take the stage as well.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I
the
believe we're gonna be
attention
doing
of
a
the
coin
sport
toss,
karate
right?
world descends on Atlanta,
We got
Georgia
the
tonight,
coin.
where we are
What do you
here
guys
for
think
the
it's gonna be,
Friday
heads
night
or tails?
fights
Heads or
at the
tails?
57th Battle of Atlanta. I'm Jackson Rudolph, joined by my broadcast partner, Mallory Woods. Mallory, this is going to be an exciting evening of point fighting competition.
Listen, it's always hot in the battle, man. You got great fighters always here in Atlanta, and this night's event previously, if it's what we're going to see tonight, you're in for a great show.
And it looks like we're in for a great show already because we've got youth boys team sparring, the future of the sport, fittingly kickstarting our show.
These are these young athletes that you will see 5, 10, 15 plus years later, where we will see them as they get their black belts. They're underbelts right now, but that doesn't mean you're not in for some action-packed fighting.
Team Next Level will be represented by Roman Reed, Carson Harper, and Carson Abrams Mitchell. Their opponents, MBS Karate, represented by Paxton Jordan, Andrea Brown, and Judah Harrison.
All right, the first fighter has been sent. The opponent has hit the stage. All right,
Team Next Level on the left side of your screen. Their first fighter up in the white helmet, MBS Karate in the yellow uniform. Point fighting is a game of speed and technique. This is not about who strikes the hardest. This is not a knockout sport. This is about the athlete that can land a clean technique first. 1 point for hand techniques, 2 points for kicking techniques, and 3 points for a jump spinning kick to the head. 2 points for that technique, Mallory.
Yeah, and don't forget, we've already seen one jump spinning kick to the head previously in the men's open weight finals done by Mr. Bailey Murphy. Let's see if these young guys can maybe get that done themselves.
Head kick up top for Next Level.
Man, to be young again, to have all this energy, they're just going right at it.
Yeah, we typically don't see this volume out of the adult fighters.
No, there's a lot more strategy around, but these guys, you know, they got time and energy to burn. You can tell. Oh, nice back fist.
It's almost more of a jab with that lead hand.
Yes.
That's stiff. For athlete safety, all junior fighters required to wear a face shield. You won't see that in the adult divisions.
Nope. And that face shield will try to protect you. You want to protect from broken noses, you know, loose teeth, things that can happen. We like athlete safety here. We want our boys and girls to grow up nice and, you know, handsome, pretty, and everything. So they will have face shields on. The adults, no, not so much. If you eat a punch there, you earned it.
And Mallory, I love that we're getting to see these guys go at it first because we're seeing the basic point fighting strategy of leading with that kicking leg, trying to follow it up with your hands. You're going to see adult competitors do this at the highest level tonight.
Absolutely. As you progress up through the age and belt level, you'll see other things being worked in, footwork, angles. There's an angle right there that you might just took for Next Level, and it weaves a reward with a kick.
Comeback effort for Next Level, currently trailing 9-4, make it 9-6 after that kick.
Still plenty of time on the clock for Next Level to come back. They just got to play smart.
And with 3 fighters in a team fight, this will be cumulative score between the 3 rounds.
The key here is to not leave a big hole for your teammates.
We got another point, 11-6.
MBS doing a great job of protecting that lead right now after a little run from Next Level.
1 point Next Level, 11-7.
4-point advantage for MBS.
15 seconds. Not enough, not enough. 10 seconds. Not enough.
Next Level tried to go top shelf, but didn't
connect.
Looks
like they're going to close the show with just a 2-point lead. That's good.
Great clutch body kick there at the end of the round. MBS leads 11-9 after an explosive first round.
I mean, these guys just came right on out and just started swinging in town. And the thing is also, when it gets those closing seconds, you have to be mindful of the clock. If you have a lead, you want to keep that lead. You don't want to give 2 points away. This is something these young men are definitely going to figure out later on.
As we enter round 2. Next level fighter in the blue, MBS still in the yellow uniform. And as you can tell by the belts, these are underbelt competitors. They have not yet earned the rank of black belt. But you love to see a variety of ranks represented here. I see some green belts, some yellow belts amongst the teams.
But that doesn't mean that it's about the martial spirit. As you can see, these competitors have come to compete tonight. Looks like we're getting some confirmation by the head judge going to talk to one of the scorekeepers.
Good to get things ironed out before we get to some of the main events of the evening.
Absolutely, because seconds of points matter. That's some clean technique by these two women. Good body punch in the counter, but the kick got there first.
Look at the tight guards by both of these fighters. The
Hands are up,
fundamentals.
absolutely. You know, one of the first thing you do teach younger fighters is to keep those hands up. That's going to block things you don't see.
Mallory, I can't keep up with this volume right now. This is crazy.
The score's tied. I just noticed that.
Next level takes the lead. Oh, not quite. 14-13, excuse me. 14-13 for MBS, now 15-13.
It's like our scorekeeper can't keep up. The points are just coming in bunches.
The pace is incredible as MBS extends the lead 17-13.
You know, as a competitor, a lot of times you try to match your opponent's energy, but also their strategy into slowing it down and making them fight the fight you want.
Next level, circles, rear leg round kick too far to connect.
Oh, there was a jump kick coming, but it was interrupted by a front kick. Good counter technique. And just like that, MBS has a 7-point lead again. Next level has to do a little catching up.
I saw a Superman punch attempt there, but again, very disciplined defense by this young fighter for MBS, helping build a lead for his team, now up 22-13.
20 seconds remaining. And 1 point next level.
Nice reverse punch from next level.
10 seconds.
MBS answers.
5 seconds.
Final moments of the second round.
And time. That is the end of the second round.
With 1 round to fight, MBS leads 23-15. A sizable lead, but not insurmountable.
No, with a 2-point body kick, a 2-point kick, you can bring this lead back right away. But of course, the coaches have probably saved their prize fighter for the anchor position.
These two young warriors mean business. A purple belt against a green belt.
Here we go into the third round.
Next level in the
And
black
an
uniform.
axe kick. Wow, okay.
MBS in the blue and a beautiful axe kick at that. Going for a hook kick, tries the little spin back, but next level smothers with the hands.
Another axe kick.
2 points, MBS. Beautiful hook kick.
Oh,
I got a little excited on that one, Mallory.
I could tell.
Hunting for it now.
Yes, and the thing is, if I see that my opponent is going for more of the same technique over, that allows me to plan for it. You want to bait that kick to go ahead and come out and then counter with something of your own.
Next level, pumping the leg on the boundary.
And blitzes in with a punch. Got a lot of work to do, but 1 minute to go. It can be done.
1 minute remaining.
Next level drops to the splits as MBS drops another huge axe kick.
Well, I think we know who the MBS fighter's favorite technique is. What do you say?
Next level.
Looking like a young Kareem Abdullah out there.
That's true. We will see him later on tonight.
1 point next level.
10-point advantage coming up on 30 seconds
Nice
remaining.
side kick.
2 more points, MBS.
But you know what? There's no quit in next level.
2 more points, MBS.
Mallory, I love the technique that we're seeing here tonight.
Again, young fighters, you can tell they've been putting time in to train. The next level, look at the way that we're getting a sidestep in.
This is becoming a kicking clinic by this young fighter from MBS.
Will we see some big finale?
What a performance by both of these teams. A wild run of kicking by MBS late gives us a final score of 38-20. Mallory, when's the last time you saw a final score of 38 for a three-person team fight?
You know what? I gotta be honest. When that happened, they probably had a fighter named Raymond Daniels on that squad. He was anchor, which you had unlimited points.
Gotta love it. The future of the sport on display here at the Battle of Atlanta, just to get us going here on Friday Night Fights.
Hey, that's the way you start things off.
And once again, your winner is Team MBS.
Quick moment for the medal presentation to our winners and our future winners.
And very good sportsmanship shown by all. There's some fist bumps there. Congratulating these young warriors. High fives all around. You notice also all clean techniques. Nobody kicked low. Nobody did anything illegal.
Nobody hit late.
Nobody. The future is bright.
Some well-trained fighters on stage.
Let's give it up for both of these teams one more time. Excellent, excellent round and some amazing kicks. Amazing kicks. We're going to keep the youth team sparring challenge.
And another thank you to our public address announcer, Reed Presley.
The newly married Reed Presley. Congratulations to him and his bride.
And we get ready for a rematch of the youth team fight that we just saw. Now the ladies for Team MBS and Team Next Level are going to try their hand at this team fighting thing.
I think you'll see a lot more kicking. Young ladies at this age and this belt level love to kick.
Team Next Level on the left side of your screen, represented by Tia Charles, Chloe Coleman, Kyle Kenyatta, with an alternate fighter of Zion Lackey. Team MBS is represented by Aria Martinez, Evan Ham, and Lola Banks. I can only hope, Mallory, that this time the scoring gets as high as 38-2.
Well, you know what? I can tell you, young ladies at this age, if it's anything they always want to do is be better than the boys, so there's a good chance that could happen.
And one thing that's good to point out for our viewers here early in the stream, you see a noticeable reach advantage on the right side of your screen for Team MBS, but this is one of the beautiful things about point fighting. It does not matter your size. It is all about speed and technique. This is not a knockout sport, so this is the only combat sport where you can see competitors of all shapes and sizes go up against one another.
Absolutely, 100%. And a lot of times, you know what? Hey, I was always a shorter fighter. I always told myself I'm the faster fighter. Judges are giving the competitors, make sure they know where the ring exit is, because if you go out, it's an automatic point the other side. So they've been informed, so you can't say you didn't know.
Next Level in the red helmet, MBS in the black helmet. Next Level working the fakes early.
Just missed with that side kick right there. Little stance switch right there. Spin.
And the crowd behind us is helping us out. Make sure we match up some of these names. Sounds like we've got Tia Charles against Aria Martinez right now.
And I see an axe kick in the making coming in from the MBS fighter.
1 point MBS. Less than a minute and a half remaining. Minute 20 remaining. Scores 2-0. MBS leads. And we got another point. MBS scores 3-0.
3-0 in favor of MBS. Defensive side kick, Next Level.
And that scores, gets them on the board.
3-2. 1 minute remaining.
Next Level pumping that leg. Did it connect? No, the hands of MBS get through.
Yeah, sometimes you got to battle through a kick and get that one punch.
One good kick.
Another 2-point kick for MBS.
6-2. 40 seconds remaining.
We've seen a lot more movement this time around from these fighters.
1 point MBS 7-2.
Oh, side kick on the body for Next Level. Didn't see it.
Only you got to have the
We can
majority
see
of
it
judges.
at our angle, but one thing that's important for the viewers to know, the judges have to be able to see the technique land. A technique could land, but if it's not at the right angle for the judges to see it, they can't call it.
You're absolutely right on that. Sometimes you can hear technique, but you need to see it to call it.
That is the end.
And that's one thing that I love when I hear Bailey Murphy talk about it, who, of course, we're going to see him all over the stage tonight. But Bailey talks about how such an important part of point fighting strategy is not just trying to score on your opponent, but trying to position them where the judges can see it and then executing a scoring technique.
And a lot of people don't really get that. They're like, what do you mean position the judges? That means you maneuver your opponent to where the majority of the judges right now, there are 2 in the back, where they can see the cleanest technique. That will benefit you on the scoreboard.
7-4, MBS leads.
As we enter the second round, now a 2-point deficit for Team Next Level in the black uniform, Team MBS in the yellow. Axe kick! Oh, they don't get the call.
And that's one thing about an axe kick. All 3 judges should be able to see that. But I guess they decided it was not a scoreable technique.
It's an axe kick kind of night, Mallory.
I know. I was going to say, if this is a preview of what's to come, we're in for a great night of fights.
Pedro Xavier is smiling somewhere.
Oh, somewhere. Listen, I had to deal with him a lot, man. I just see an axe kick for days.
Did you see that little axe round?
Yes. A good control right there to control that and turn it into a round kick right off the axe kick.
Minute 10 seconds.
Now she's hunting for the axe kick.
Yes. Well blocked by the MBS fighter, though.
Judges want to see those follow-up punches be clean, not just flinging gloves around.
Good side kick. Did it get?
Dive bomb blitz from
wow.
MBS, charging in.
This time she hits it.
We are knotted at 9. MBS at Next Level. Axe kick!
Axe kick. There's gonna score. A side kick.
Defensive side kick.
Yes. You hear Kodak Ray in the background chanting 2-2-1 in those 2-point kicks.
It's like a defensive side front kick or something. The way she turned the hips a little bit. Oh!
Side kick city. Wow.
Goes for the axe kick, re-chambers it, turns it over into a side kick.
And that's a skill. That's a well saw that skill there.
Mallory Woods, the level of kicking that we are seeing this evening.
This is what I said. Young ladies love to kick, and they can perfect it. The balance level for young ladies this age versus boys advantage girls. They're going to have a lot more balance, usually also in the flexibility department. And girls, listen. I mean, I got 3 daughters of my own. They don't listen to me, but they still listen.
I don't know that I've ever seen somebody land axe kick, side kick. You hear about hook round. We even saw an attempt at an axe round. Axe kick to side kick.
You got to turn
crazy.
your hip over. It involves. I mean, the difficulty level is very high there for that.
A flurry to end that round by Next Level.
Judges ready, fighters ready, scorekeeper ready.
Final round.
Round kick, drop round kick.
Nice counter punch by MBS.
10-19.
Hey, that was a great block. You notice how she blocked the kick down and then followed with the hands. That's what you want to do for a kick-heavy opponent. Knock that leg down and then score with the punch. Looks like she's got the formula now and a counter kick of her own.
And look at the way she dealt with that leg. Kept the guard hand up, deflected the leg, followed with her hands.
I think she's found the range. Oh, but you got to watch out because you notice how when she switched to the back leg round kick, that gave an extra few inches and enabled the kick. Hard landing by the Next Level fighter. We're going to take a quick minute to make sure she's okay. The head judge thinks that she hit the back of her head. That's all right. Our head instructor's there. Take your time.
Good thing we've got that thick layer of foam on the helmet. To me, it looked like it was more so just how hard she fell on her back, and by the way she's breathing, looks like it kind of just knocked the wind out of her. I don't think we're dealing with a concussion or anything like that.
Hopefully not, but it's also when that moment of impact does happen, you kind of shook up, and it looks like you just needed a few seconds, and she's back in action.
Kodak Ray having a Kodak moment stateside.
Absolutely.
21-13. Were there any calls on the exchange?
Diamond ring winner Kodak Ray might also be the best cheerleader in sport karate.
I think you're right about that.
The realist, as Kodak would say.
Currently, the score is 21 at Next Level and 13 MBS Karate. So with, let's see, what is the time? We have 1 minute and 13 seconds though.
Minute 13 on the clock. Next Level leads.
And those amazing kicks by Next Level, giving them the lead. But MBS doing a great job with a late charge here.
I think we're going to have a lot of pressure and a lot of blitzes. She just managed, Next Level fighter managed to get that kick flipped up.
55 seconds remaining.
Oh.
And 2 points.
It was a strong counter round kick for MBS that didn't score.
1 point MBS, 23-15. Next Level leads, 40 seconds.
And now Next Level with the movement. Getting some space. You need space to throw kicks. Ooh, I would have gone with the body punch. I thought it was first.
2-point match, 30 seconds.
The judges are conditioned to calling the kicks at this point in the match.
Exactly. And a kick, maybe I said follow up with the kick.
25-17. 2 more points MBS.
19 to 25. It could happen. Good body punch.
1 point Next Level, 26-19.
Next Level using the hands to stop the bleeding there.
Stop time.
We'll stop with just a little bit of time remaining in this match for a quick belt adjustment.
Yeah, at this point, either the coach is going to retie the belt or I would just take it off at this point. You want to keep the fighter hot. You want to keep him going in. But right now, you know the coach is also giving out a little advice while you tie the belt.
A little hasty belt knot there to finish the fight.
Might not be, you know, the finest.
Next Level pumping that leg again. MBS counter kick doesn't connect. Oh, little jab from Next Level at the buzzer, but a 2-point kick for MBS scores. An incredible matchup that Next Level comes out on top of.
Wow. So the ladies from Next Level get one back against MBS.
Hugs all around the stage, showing some great sportsmanship between these competitors. After this award presentation, make sure you stick around on the stream. We've got a lot of big fights coming up tonight, as well as an exclusive interview coming up in a few moments with Team Legend. But first, we'll have the award presentation to our winners tonight and the winners of the future.
Both of these amazing teams one more time. What a match, what a match. Both of the youth team sparring rounds are fantastic, high scoring. One team scored 30 points, this last one 25, 27. What a round. And if what I'm seeing is correct on screen, we're gonna have one heck of a fight going into the men's openweight semifinals.
And a quick medal swap. Looks like the teams accidentally were awarded the wrong medals there at the end of the bout.
Hey, these things happen.
It's early in the show. Give us some slack.
And now we're going to go see Anna Glenn interviewing Team ATL.
Hey everybody, I'm backstage with Team ATL. They're competing a little later tonight against Team Legend. What do we have to look forward to in your matchup?
Just fighting Team Legend. They're a really good team, and there's some matchups that we're looking forward to seeing tonight, so we're excited about it.
You're the home team. How do you think this will play to your advantage?
Being the home team, you know, we got the home crowd. We got all of Next Level, MBS, Juan's Martial Arts. We got all of Georgia here, so we're going to represent us proudly. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you're about to walk on stage. What song is playing in your headphones?
Southside by Lil Baby.
I'm not a big music person, so I listen to my thoughts and my confidence.
Emotionally Scarred by Lil Baby.
All right, last but not least.
You already know what it is. Freestyle by Lil Baby.
All right, good luck tonight, guys. Reed, back to you.
Have our judges hit the stage.
In Mallory Woods, we have our first semifinal match of the men's openweight, a bracket of over 43 of the nation and the world's best fighters. All comes down to 4. And the big storyline of this weekend, Bailey Murphy, arguably the greatest point fighter in the world today, wearing top 10 Team USA threads after being a member of Team Straight Up for a decade. His opponent in the semifinal, John Curatolo of Team Straight Up.
Yeah, that was a big breaking story when Bailey decided to go with top 10 USA. It was surprising to me. I didn't see it coming. Bailey, of course, on a world tour, teaching seminars globally.
It's like 1 point Murphy.
And that blitz from Murphy, what makes him so lethal.
Minute 40 remaining.
He has a deep bag of ways to set up that blitz, and when he takes off, he's gone in the blink of an eye.
And if you notice, Murphy, of course, who's in the red, white, and blue, he is setting things up. He's moving so quick. John has really got to watch out. This is a rematch a little bit earlier from a team match in which Murphy and I mean, look, the man is just too fast.
Mallory, the man just threw a backside 900. We see that in the men's extreme forms category.
Listen, I had the chance to work out with Bailey about 7 to 8 years ago, and he was just as fast then.
Minute and 5 remaining.
A 2-minute round in the open weight semifinal. We're about halfway through it.
1 minute remaining.
Bailey Murphy in control.
What John's got to do right now is he's got to get some distance. You can see how quick that Bailey is and how he goes from point A to B. John's got to get that side kick right up there again. But again, Bailey knows that too.
Another blitz, 1 point Bailey, 4-0.
Every point Bailey has scored so far in this match on that patented blitz.
Right now, everything he does is a read. And one of the things I noticed in his matches earlier, he's throwing 3 punches at a time. He's not content to throw just the back fist and reverse punch. He's following through with that hard left hand. Maybe that was one time where he threw 1 punch.
All these little hand fakes, every step, every little movement, all calculating his next opportunity to attack.
Let me just tell you, when someone is putting that much pressure on you, it's exhausting fighting off your back foot.
And 1 point Murphy. And time.
And a 7-0 win for Bailey Murphy, completely dominant in our first semifinal bout. He advances to the open weight final, a dangerous threat to win it all.
I mean, it's on the promo for a reason, okay?
Can I please have Kevin Walker with Top 10 Team USA to the stage? And representing Team Paul Mitchell, Kareem Abdullah coming to the stage. Guys, better be ready for this one. Once again, this is the semifinals of the men's open weight. This is going to be a 2-minute round.
And our second semifinal match to determine who will face Bailey Murphy. Of course, his teammate that was on straight up with him made the jump to Top 10 Team USA. Kevin Walker in the pink helmet. He is up against Kareem Abdullah, otherwise known as D Stacks of Team Paul Mitchell.
This is going to be an interesting fight right here because both men have been fighting great so far this Friday.
Abdullah, such an old school style to his fighting. Walker, of course, a veteran of the game, major championships under his belt.
Abdullah with the 1 point blitz. Oh, no, you know what? They didn't. No, they did award it.
1 more point, Kareem, 2-0.
Huge right hand from Abdullah.
Both fighters very experienced. Kevin knows what he has to do. He's got to play the distance game. It looks like he had set the trap right there, but he didn't get a confirmation. A great blitz by Kareem right there. He's leading 3-0.
Abdullah holds a 3-0 lead, make it 4 after the back fist.
That was some great balance through that front hand attack, even though he had his leg up and his foot was going down.
Abdullah wanted that right hand again. Takes off on the blitz. Abdullah starting to take control of this match. Side kick for Walker, slides off, no score.
Kevin's been in this position before. He knows what he's got to do. He's got to chop away at the lead, just what he's doing right now. It's a 4-point game, and he has to do it 1 point at a time.
If anybody's going to overcome a deficit, it's a seasoned fighter like Walker. Some extracurricular activity on the end of that clash.
Sometimes that happens, you know. You want to make sure that the punch hit.
36 seconds remaining.
Looks like we need the medics to the stage. I don't know.
Kareem Abdullah says he's fine. I don't really understand the need for the extracurriculars there. I mean, this is still a fight that Kevin Walker is very much in. To see that type of frustration come out, it's a weird spot.
It's a weird spot, but you know, as much as I don't want to say that it's intentional, but you could do that because right now you have a break in the action right now. So what Kevin's doing is he's getting his thoughts together. And, of course, what Kareem is thinking is he just hit me late in the mouth, so I'm going to go get that back. Now, that could take him out of his game. But the thing is, how do you react to it? So that is the question.
And to be fair, it is a fight.
Yes.
So you get in the moment, and to your point about it not being intentional, you know, I know Kevin Walker, you know Kevin Walker, to not be a mean-spirited person.
Exactly.
So if we saw some late hits there, it's just part of what happens sometimes.
In the black belt division, the window to score is so thin that you have to throw multiple techniques. And sometimes that happens as the judge says break. It's loud in here. You may not hear it. But you may have had a clash. I don't know, maybe a busted lip. I'm not exactly sure. I can't exactly see right here, but he's getting the proper medical attention. Kareem's probably just saying, let's just go.
And that's what Abdullah was trying to say before the medics ever came up. He didn't want to break up the momentum in this fight.
And as you see, there's definitely a little bit
definitely
more
some extracurricular.
And look, and Justin Ortiz has come in there to get these fighters off the clinch. And Kevin smiles at Kareem, maybe trying to get him to his head. And head judge.
There's no need for that.
There's definitely no need for that.
We were just trying to make excuses about how, it's a fight, things happen. That point fighting is not a place for the type of clinch that we just saw.
And 1 point's awarded. They get point. Oh, both fighters get penalty points, so we're still at the same score.
Abdullah with a strong blitz.
You know, when I had a situation like that, I would make the point count in the ring.
And this is what you want to see.
And there's a sweep attempt.
And Walker grabbing the arm of Abdullah there.
A good counter to that sweep, though. Good body punch. And then maybe an extra hit or two. As Walker runs
getting
right past
the
our
crowd
booth.
into it. Abdullah, to call it both ways, a little late on that last exchange, but after the back and forth we saw in that fight, no surprises.
No surprises. Both men bow to each other, and they go on to fight another day. So we'll have a matchup of Kareem versus Bailey for the open weight finals.
Mallory, that fight raised my blood pressure a little bit.
Imagine if you were in there.
So now we will get ready for some team sparring. Here's your public address announcer, Reed Presley. So this will be a two-girl team sparring bout. Team Velocity versus Team Revolution. Revolution on the left side of your screen, Team Velocity to the right. Coaching Team Velocity, of course, Murphy Gonzalez. And for Team Revolution, Kyle Reed.
And one of the fighters has a Karate Combat shirt on. I know I've got one of my broadcast partners in here from a podcast about Karate Combat, so I'd be happy to see that. You notice we also had a judge switch. We have all lady judges for this all lady team sparring final.
Referees checking to make sure these junior competitors have all the appropriate equipment. Safety first.
Safety first. And if you're wondering, they're checking for elbow pads, shin guards. You can see the foot pads, hand pads, and mouth guard. Many years I competed without elbow pads. And I'm telling you, when you dine on an elbow, it is not a good night.
Speaking of safety first, Mallory, I was just thinking about that fight we just watched with Kareem Abdullah and Kevin Walker. And I was pretty critical of how long they were in that clinch. But on second thought, I don't think we wanted to see what would happen if they broke that clinch.
No, it was a good stall out.
Bailey Scott for Team Revolution in the black helmet. Meanwhile, we've got Amelia Paris of Team Velocity as Bailey Scott opens the scoring with a kick.
That's a great defensive side kick there.
Bailey Scott tries to sneak in another kick, and the judges call it.
Yes, it got up between the rise of the axe kick. She's got a great defensive side kick.
Bailey Scott doing a great job of fighting behind that side kick. I know she's received a lot of guidance herself from Kevin Walker, who we just saw on stage.
That makes complete sense. If you notice her stance too, she is very well spring on her back leg, which allows her to do a kick like that.
Great block by Paris to avoid another 2-point kick by Scott.
Good side kick slid in there as well.
Right on cue, she slides that side kick in. 6-1 advantage for Revolution.
Oh, good step in right there.
And that's what you've got to do against somebody that's getting that kick going, is you got to step in at the right time and stop that momentum, then land a kick of your own like that.
And the game has started to change.
Good response by Bailey Scott. Couple of back fists and punch flying both ways. Paris scores for velocity, and Scott answers right away.
When you've got an opponent that's got a quick front leg side kick, you either all in on the blitz or you're taking an angle.
Paris powers through that kick attempt to score, and Scott
I thought that was on the glove.
Maybe the judges saw it breaking the guard, and that's what they called.
That's possible.
It's a close one.
It's a close one, definitely. And a good punch. No, they go with the kick.
Paris answers with a kick of her own.
Not bad. It's only 5 points. It's not impossible.
Team Revolution leads 13-8 as we go.
Very well contested opening round there. The story of the fight so far, the side kicks of Bailey Scott giving Revolution the advantage. Now we have Sandrine Audi for Team Revolution up against Nora Hansen of Team Velocity. Both fighters trying to get that lead leg going. Hansen on the attack with the hands. Audi out of bounds.
Stop time.
Trying to get a confirmation of a point for an exit.
Christine Bannon Rodriguez, the corner referee, is calling a penalty point for running prior to going out of bounds. A penalty point either way, but got to clarify where it's coming from.
Indeed.
So if you're just joining us, yes, fighters can suffer a penalty point for going out of bounds if they are not forced out of bounds, as well as running from their opponent.
Avoiding the match.
Revolution leads 13-9.
Good follow with the body punch.
Solid combination there from Audi. 14-9 Revolution.
Both ladies have the same idea for the same kick.
A lot of these kicks just neutralizing each other in the second round.
You know, this is where slow kicks pay off, because you have to have that leg strength when you get a clash like that to kick again before your leg goes down. Kids, do your slow kicks.
Oh, beautiful hook kick from Hansen.
Stop time.
A lightning bolt like the back of their uniform.
Slowly getting back in this match. They're only down by 3.
Hansen on the offensive, follows with the hands.
Got it.
And scores again.
2 points.
A one-clash 2-point lead for Revolution. And that side kick's gonna help.
That's so frustrating. You were right there, and now you're double the points away.
And now you start to see some of the desperation from Hansen trying to make some magic happen at the end of the bout.
Looks like time has expired. They are awarding a 2-point kick for that last exchange.
Center referee says 4 seconds due to a clock error. And that will do it. Team Revolution staves off a late comeback attempt by Team Velocity. A very well contested bout and a win for Sandrine Audi and Bailey Scott.
I mean, very impressive match by all of these ladies. The footwork was there, counter techniques, hand techniques. Of course, we saw kicking. We saw lots of kicking.
And no surprise with some of the Lady Warriors at the top of the women's division today. Many of them great kickers. Katarina Herman, Kitana Everett, Savannah Walaniuk, even some of the lightweights like Jimena Janeiro, all of them have some excellent kicking skills they put on display, and certainly inspires the younger generation. And once again, we pause for a photo op. And Mallory Woods, as we get ready to transition to the boys black belt team sparring, a little bit of a grudge match. We talked about the big news with Bailey Murphy and Kevin Walker going from straight up to top 10 Team USA. Guess which teams are going to meet up in this team sparring final?
Let me guess. Top 10 USA, it's straight up.
It just won't be the adults duking it out.
Nope.
This is the juniors. Top 10 Team USA represented by Malachi Randall, Jameer Caton, and Ibrahim Abdul Kadir. Team straight up represented by Aiden Wilson, Donovan Horvat, and Arnav Gosavi. Joe Greenhall with a little swagger as he takes the stage.
Yes.
What's funny is I just learned that Donovan Horvat's last name is Horvat because on Instagram I know him as Donovan Blitz. So we'll be looking for his blitz tonight.
I think that's showing your hand a little bit. You got to be really quick if you say, hey, I'm going to blitz, and you still do it.
I'm surprised that we don't have more point fighters name their kids Blitz.
I think you might be onto something.
It'd be weird if I did it because I wasn't a point fighter. But Mallory,
are you going to
have any more kids?
Are you going to name your kid Bo?
I'll have to take that up with Gabrielle. And it looks like Joe Greenhall already sending out Donovan as his first fighter. His opponent, Malachi Randall of Top 10 Team USA. 3 rounds for the junior boys black belt team sparring title.
Center referee Chris Walker, fantastic referee and a great fighter himself.
Malachi Randall already made a couple of stage appearances this year on the North American Sport Karate Association World Tour for his traditional bow form.
You got to love that when you can do it all. 1 point for an exit.
Donovan steps out of bounds. Malachi working the perimeter now. Malachi in the white helmet, Donovan in the black helmet. Good spinning hook kick up top for Donovan. Connects for 2, what a highlight.
You know what, Donovan was reading. Look at this big step up that Malachi's doing, and he's timing that spin kick. This time not in his favor, but that's exactly what he's reading.
And Malachi, as the bigger fighter, did exactly the right thing. He knows Donovan wants that spin hook kick again, so just smother it. Hands over the top, get your points. 4-2 for Malachi Randall and Top 10 Team USA.
1 minute remaining.
I mean, a great skill as a point fighter to have is not only to have your techniques, but be able to read and see what your opponent's giving you and take advantage of it.
Donovan blitzes that time from a little too far away. Randall able to capitalize.
Side kick gets stuffed, but he's able to recover.
Good counter body punch from Donovan.
With a last name like Blitz on Instagram, you better know those hands are coming.
Top 10 leads 5-2, 30 seconds.
Fadeaway back fist, Randall scores. Malachi doing a good job in this bout of using his reach advantage.
He is. He's fighting tall. What we always tell our taller fighters, don't shrink yourself down to this level. Now, that's what I would love when I was fighting.
Fadeaway back fist from Randall. Only 1 judge saw it. No score. You need 2 out of 3 judges to score.
Malachi looks like he's just throwing that side kick as a fake now. He's not committing all the way to it.
One last clash, but no calls on the exchange as the first round comes to a close. Top 10 Team USA leads 6-3. Now in the black uniform, on the straight up side, Arnav Gosavi. His opponent, Jameer Caton of Top 10 Team USA. Jameer gets on the board. And look at the length on Jameer, goodness gracious.
8-3. Clash was called.
Hard clash for the juniors. If both fighters connect at the same time, no points are awarded. It's all about who lands first.
8-4.
Arnav responds with some hands of his own.
Now that's the way you get out of the way of an axe kick and then counter at the same time.
Great job staying in the pocket. That's one of the hardest things for junior fighters to get comfortable with, is seeing that kick coming at your face and hanging in there to counter.
Keeping your guards up, staying in the pocket, and then firing off with something of your own. And then there's a lesson right back from the top 10 fighter.
50 seconds remaining.
Nice takeoff for Arnav.
Straight up, 9-6.
And say, I'll do you one better.
Nice answer from Jameer.
That's a good sidestep.
Back and forth we go with these fighters. Arnav does a good job there of catching Jameer off balance and capitalizing.
Close it to 3 right now. Play cautious. You don't want to give up too many other points.
1 point top 10, 11-7. 5 seconds.
Jameer is so smooth with the way he throws that back fist reverse punch combination. And a nice second round leaves us with a score of 11-7 in favor of Top 10 Team USA. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a match on our hands as we go into the final matchup between Aiden Wilson for Team Straight Up, Ibrahim Abdul Qadir wearing the blue of Top 10 Team USA. Jumping back fist for Abdul Qadir. Scores.
12-7. Stop time, stop time.
I mean, the last time I saw Ibrahim, he's definitely gone through a growth spurt. And with your dad, you know, backing you up, coaching from the chair, he's really coming into his own now.
12-7 with the minute 44 remaining.
Beautiful back fist from Ibrahim.
13-7.
And I love what Ibrahim is doing here, maintaining a good pacing with his offense, not sitting on his back leg too much, just trying to protect the lead. Sometimes offense is your best defense.
You're absolutely right. A lot of times fighters fall in that trap by, hey, I'm up by 5 or 7. I'm just going to sit on that lead, and you allow the other fighter to gain momentum.
Minute and 10, 16-8.
Aiden Wilson looking for a way to pull off the comeback.
Looks like a spin technique was ready to come from Ibrahim.
Great movement from Ibrahim.
Yeah, there it is.
16-8.
And sometimes that spin kick attempt, even if you don't throw it, just burns another few seconds.
Absolutely, just enough to put up a little bit of a barrier.
40 seconds remaining. 1 point straight up, 17-9.
Straightup's really got a lot of work to do to try to make it up in 33 seconds. It can be done, but it's going to take a lot.
Judges don't see anything clean on that exchange.
17-9, top 10 leads. It's like not enough, 10 seconds.
Try to get that last point on the board, and that was a defensive back fist. That was great. Oh, little tornado kick. Ibrahim's just going to say, no thank you, no thank you.
with a score of 18 to 9.
An exciting match and a great win for top 10 Team USA. They come out on top 18 to 9 over Team Straight Up in a week that these two teams have certainly been at the front of some storylines.
Yes, indeed. Man, we're moving fast.
Presenting the awards.
Just like point fighting, right, Mal?
Exactly.
Mr. Tony Young.
A legend gracing the stage to present this award, the great Tony Young.
One of the things I got a chance to do a couple years ago, I came a day early to the Battle of Atlanta and got a chance to go to the mythical dojo of Tony Young, the hidden secret, and got a great workout. Worked out with a guy named Ernest the Cat Miller. You know, might know him from WWE fame and sports karate fame, but man, it was a great time.
Tony Young, also the instructor of Kevin Walker, who we saw in the show tonight.
Man, having to fight Tony way back in the day was tough. I was glad when we became teammates and I didn't have to do that anymore.
Over to Anna Glenn, who's going to be interviewing Team Legend.
As you just heard from Reed Presley, we toss it to
Reed.
interview.
I'm hanging out backstage with Team Legend. Let's hear it for them. Now you're undefeated in the Ultimate Team Sparring division. How do you plan to keep the momentum going?
So we have an advantage over a lot of teams that we get to train every week. We get to see each other every week all together. So we're just going to trust on our bond, the bond that we all have. We get to see each other, so we're just going to have each other's back. If one of us falls, we're going to be right there just to pick them up.
Sounds like a super special bond between all of you. And you two, what is it like being coached by your dad?
Being coached by my dad, it means a lot because I get to spend time with him not only in the dojo but also at home, and we've created that bond, father to son, and it feels good.
For me, it means the world to be coached by my dad because I know the person sitting right behind me coaching me at all times. I can trust him, everything he tells me, and I know he has my back at all times, even here at home, everywhere. I know he has my back.
Okay, so last question. When you're on the road at these tournaments, what's your one go-to item that you have to have packed with you?
My students know this. My go-to is my Nintendo Switch.
Do you have the new one?
Not yet, but I'm going to get it.
My snacks.
What kind of snacks?
Cookies.
My eyelash curler.
Good one. I didn't even think about that.
For me, it's my Legend hoodie to stay warm.
All right, well, good luck tonight. We'll be back right after this.
And as we welcome you back to the broadcast, quick message from our friends at Sport Karate Zone as well.
All right, you guys enjoying the show this evening? I don't know if I'm convinced about that. Are you guys enjoying the show this evening? All right, now, this is one of the best, if not the best, NASCA tournaments out there on the circuit, and they are all over the country, and sometimes you guys are not able to make it, but I know you guys want to tune in and be able to watch and get all of the highlights and updates. So if you all could follow Sport Karate Zone on YouTube to get podcasts from Dawson Holt and Ben Jones, Jackson Rudolph himself, you get individual forms, you get highlights after the tournament, anything you would want to see to stay up to date with this wonderful sport we all love. Check out Sport Karate Zone on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You got it. You need to see him there and make sure you guys get in the zone.
Thank you, Reed Presley, for the kind words about Sport Karate Zone.
Moving into the NASCA 18 plus women's team sparring final between Team Paul Mitchell, go ahead and hit the stage, versus Team Impact's K-Top.
And now we pivot to the women's team sparring finals. Team Paul Mitchell taking the left side of your screen. Kitana Everett and Katarina Herman, the dynamic duo, undefeated in this event last season. Their opponents this evening, Team Impact's KTOC, Maeve McColgan, Paula Fonseca.
I mean, you got your work cut out for you. Plain and simple. I'm just going to say that.
Kitana Everett, of course, fighting in front of a home crowd, and you will hear it when she takes the mat. Coin toss for the coaches to determine who is going to be sending out their fighter first. Looks like Impact's KTOC will be sending out first, and they'll get the action going with Paula Fonseca.
First fighter is out already from K-Top. Paul Mitchell
Her opponent looks like will be Kitana Everett, and it is. Much to the delight of the Atlanta crowd.
Yeah, you hear that pop when you see that Kitana comes right out on the stage. Kitana in the red headgear with her left side forward.
And Everett on the offense immediately, and this is what makes Team Paul Mitchell so dangerous in this division, is that Kitana brings the offense in the opening round, and then Herman waits behind that leg and plays defense in the second round. It is such a difficult 1-2 punch to overcome.
Kitana going to be very mobile. There was a defensive back fist, but it looks like Kitana got there first. She's going to be active and moving the entire time this entire match.
Fonseca pumping, follows with the back fist. Nice.
I like that.
2-1, minute 20 remaining.
And then a counter by Kitana.
Paul Mitchell answered, one more, 3-1.
And Everett does such a good job of timing those takeoffs.
4-1, minute 10 seconds remaining.
Brilliant footwork to set it up.
And you notice she threw a hook kick. It didn't necessarily, was intended to hit, but it got her space back.
1 minute remaining. And 1 point.
And really, Mallory, as much as speed is the name of the game in point fighting, spacing and distance is just as important.
Spacing is absolutely critical. If you master that, you could be in just as the way she smothered that side kick. It's all about the timing and distance. Good way to go under the leg. Kitana says she's down.
I like the idea from Fonseca, but you cannot score going to the ground.
It's such a hard transition to do. Go under the leg and then pop up into that back fist.
Everett looking to hunt down a few more points before the round comes to a close. Fonseca looking to try to tie the match. She could do it if one of those kicks lands.
5-3, Paul Mitchell leads.
Kitana knows that as well. She's playing a little defense right now, but then springs into offense right away.
And out of nowhere, a great change of pace for Everett there. Awkward fall for Kitana, but looks like she's okay, gets right back up. Fonseca scores, 6-4, Paul Mitchell leads going into the second round. Mallory, we've got a fight on our hands.
Yes, we do. But of course, you've got, Katarina Herman up here, who is close to 6 feet and all legs. But you know this coming in. So
Maeve McColgan in the green helmet, Katarina Herman in the black helmet. And the dexterity that Katarina Herman has with that lead leg, so impressive.
You know, it's also, you don't want to be mesmerized. You don't want to be caught like watching the show here. Katarina's going to show you that kick. She'll drop it on your head. She'll kick multiple times. What you want to do is you have to force her to turn. You have to make her turn her body and then surprise with a blitz. Or you come across like that and catch her by surprise.
It's only a 1-point match.
But now you're going to get a whole lot more kicks.
Anyone can win.
Exactly. Now Herman looks to build that cushion, so she's going to be more offensive. Forces the exit and gets a penalty point.
And we're right back to where we started.
15 remaining.
And notice, as soon as she got that point cushion back, the pace slows down a little bit for Herman.
This is one of these cases in which she's controlling the pace of the match. She's slowing it down.
Oh, man, that was a beautiful defensive side kick, but judges not at the right angle to call it. 7-5, Paul Mitchell, under a minute remaining. There's a kick for Herman, now a 4-point cushion.
Now you get desperate a little bit where you're prone to running the other kicks.
Paul Mitchell leads by 4.
McColgan needs to generate some offense here.
This is a point also, if you got Katarina at the edge, you might want to put a little pressure on her and try to get her to step out and steal a penalty point that way.
Not enough. Stop time.
Herman shoots that kick a little on the low side as her opponent was kind of diving into the blitz. McColgan goes down a little awkwardly. We'll take a moment to make sure she's okay.
On the clock. Looks like the fighter is ready.
Maeve McColgan ready to go. 25 seconds remaining, 4-point advantage for Paul Mitchell. Herman burning time with that lead leg.
It's such a tricky thing too, because you know you got to get in there, but you also know what's in front of you.
And as Herman fights for that 2-point kick, a great demonstration of the strength of that lead leg as well. And some insurance with the back fist reverse punch from Herman.
That'll just about do it.
Team Paul Mitchell continues their streak of dominance in the women's team sparring division. The Kit Kat combo of Kitana Everett and Katarina Herman, victorious yet again. And as we get ready for this award presentation, an interesting development here in that it looks like both of our contestants in the next event, unless there's a schedule change that we have not been made aware of in the booth. But our next event is the women's openweight sparring final.
Yes.
Which features a matchup that we just saw.
That is
Kitana
true.
Everett against Paula Fonseca. And so now that we know that we're on the eve of that coming up here in just a few moments, maybe that was a great opportunity for both fighters to gather some data and figure out what is that individual matchup going to look like.
You know, that's also extremely touched because if you know that you have to face that fighter again in a number of minutes, if you've done well, you say, hey, I'm going to stick with the plan. But if you came up short, you're like, okay, now I need to know what to do.
And so if I'm correct, we will see Kitana and Paula either come off stage and right back on, or they'll just stay up there.
All right,
It's a good question. What are we going to do?
A quick word from Reed Presley about Equipped.
We have a giveaway that is presented by Equip, which plus some other awesome prizes. So scan that QR code to enter your chance to win, to equip yourself with the skills to win. All right, looks like the fighters are ready for the women's openweight sparring.
So Kitana Everett, the hometown hero, staying on stage. Her challenger in this openweight final, Paula Fonseca. A rematch from the team sparring that saw Everett come out on top in that round.
Here we go.
Let's see what adjustments Fonseca can make in this individual competition.
Fonseca doing a little bit of faking and moving away, trying to create some space. Throws a lightning quick side kick. 1 point awarded.
1 point Paola.
It's one of the interesting things about scoring is that if one judge sees a kick and another judge sees a hand land, 1 point does get scored as Fonseca steps out and a point is awarded to Everett.
Now to back up at 1.
All you need is 1 foot out of bounds to get the penalty point.
And the ring is smaller than you think. A couple of steps and, you know, you're immediately in the danger zone.
And a rule change in the last couple of years that Kitana Everett, which typically fights a lot on the perimeter, she's done a really good job of adjusting to that rule, and you really rarely see Kitana with out-of-bounds penalties.
That's true. She does like to use every inch of that ring, and because of that rule change, she's had to adjust what she does.
It is 2-1 with 1 minute remaining.
That was a good fake to freeze her and then counter right off of it.
Everett going on a nice little run here.
Swing hook kick attempt, followed by a back punch.
Good job of being persistent there by Fonseca to come in and get that point as Everett was trying to use her leg.
Kitana looks like she's got a little something with the anchor, with her ankle.
43 seconds. We need a medic.
They're calling for a medic to the stage. It is a 1-point game. 43 seconds remain after this medical timeout.
It was kind of an awkward exchange as some of those kicks were kind of sliding around and she was kind of teeter-tottering on that base foot as Fonseca went to attack.
It is anyone's fight.
And it sounds like you have a medical opinion.
It's hard to say, especially when you don't see exactly what the mechanism of injury is, which happens all the time in point fighting where you get these clashes where so much happens so quickly. Really here, the medic's just trying to make sure that there's not any major ligamentous damage or anything like that, which based on the fact that Kitana is still standing and able to walk around, highly unlikely that there's anything serious, but always better safe than sorry.
This is true, and I can tell you some fighters, their ankle will be cleaned off, and they're like, yeah, let me back in.
That's true.
Final 43 seconds. Cheer on your fighter.
Back to the action. Everett pumps a side kick.
Counter side kick. A good side kick up high. That's just missing.
Fonseca steps out again, and a penalty point for Everett.
Everett keeps running her in that corner and forcing it out.
25 seconds.
That's 2 penalty points this match against Fonseca.
Stop time.
A little bit of a low kick there.
4-2.
Kitana apologizes for it.
Anything can happen.
All we need is 1 kick.
Just over 10 seconds remain. Everett leads Fonseca by 2.
Everett's going to spring back, and here comes a blitz. Nope, going to play the edge.
Great movement by Everett.
3 seconds. Time.
And that will do it. Kitana Everett, you just saw her winning in the team sparring division, and now she is the open weight champion here at the Battle of Atlanta.
And presenting the award is Aisha Whitfield.
Hey, we know her.
So we take a moment for Kitana Everett to receive her award, a nice crystal trophy, courtesy of the Ruth family here at the Battle of Atlanta. I want to take a moment to recognize the Ruth family for all that they have done for this historic event, bringing the Battle of Atlanta where it is today, this incredible production for Friday Night Fights, and an even bigger production tomorrow night at the Battle Zone Finals.
This is just a teaser. We're going to be doing this bigger and better tomorrow.
Let's make some noise for these fighters.
A photo op for the Lady Warriors, and Mallory, can you believe the matchup that we've got next in the senior men's team sparring final?
Let me see. I see that's Team ATL.
Against a top 10 Team USA featuring Anthony Merricks, Kodak Ray, and El Java Abdul Qadir against Team ATL with Trey Lazenby, Willie Hicks, and Jermon Wiggins.
I'm trying to look at how many guys I've actually competed against that are on the stage right now. Let me see. I think there is 2 people on the stage that I've never fought before. Yes, just 2.
Earlier this season, El Java Abdul Qadir was part of a 23-point comeback in senior team sparring at the Ocean State Grand Nationals. No official documentation, but that has to be some kind of all-time record.
Look, let me just tell you, man, when El Java is there and you are facing him down, don't discount anything until the clock reads 000.
Of course, Team ATL will be the hometown favorites this evening.
Absolutely.
But I guarantee you that Kodak Ray and Anthony Merricks of Team Next Level, being joined by El Java Abdul Qadir of Top 10 Team USA, have something to say about that.
Just a little, just a little.
Already hearing chants of ATL behind us.
Hey, it's the hometown favorite, like you said, that this is their backyard.
And look at that, on the belt of Willie Hicks. Is that a 2006 NBL Super Grands title?
Yes, it is.
You know, back in the day, they would say something about wearing an NBL belt at a NASCAR tournament.
Not anymore. Well, one, because that's Willie Hicks. Willie Hicks said, let me show you what this belt means.
That's one thing I love about being stage side, Mallory, is the attention to detail.
Yes. We wouldn't have been able to see that when we were back in our previous location.
Looks like we're about to do our coin toss. No, coin toss already done. We've got our first matchup. Trey Lazenby in the blue helmet for Team ATL. Anthony Merricks in the red helmet for Team Next Level. In this instance, competing under the name Top 10 Team USA.
Just
Lazenby working the kicks.
Anthony Merricks as a junior, and now he's in his 30s.
You don't have to date yourself,
I
Mallory.
am
It's
not
okay.
going to go there.
Minute 45.
Lazenby over the top scores.
And Trey bringing the whole house.
Look at the athleticism from both of these guys.
And then both of these guys got the technique. They still got a lot of speed to them. And moving around, getting the movement, sidestepping. Didn't get out the way of that punch.
Trey Lazenby, a great job there of attacking through the fakes and the footwork of Merricks. Good takeoff from Merricks to get that point back.
Oh, did he get the side kick?
They score the hands over the top for Lazenby. And Lazenby loves to reach out with that lead hand, inviting Anthony Merricks to kick at him.
Sometimes that's a little confusing because you see that hand out there, which you know is the first point of contact, and all of a sudden they're just like reaching out, almost like a handshake. It can throw you off, see? Just right there. Merricks knocked it away.
And notice the response there was not only to knock it away, but then back up. He's like, whatever you're planning, I don't want anything to do with it.
Because you know if you could touch his hand, you could touch his head.
Exactly.
Just like that.
Beautiful takeoff there for Lazenby. Narrows the gap to 1. This is another signature of his, hands on the knees, trying to bait his opponent in.
Don't fall for it. Anthony moving around, trying to counterattack. Did he sneak that in there? No.
Judges don't see anything clean enough on that exchange. Lazenby says, I've had it for this round. Time expires. 5-4, Top 10 Team USA leads. A great matchup between Anthony Merricks and Trey Lazenby.
Leading with the score of 5 points.
Willie Hicks taking a moment to bow his head. He'll be next up. His opponent, Kodak Ray.
All right, 2 more minutes on the clock. Is a 1-point difference going into the second round.
Love the pre-fight ritual there for Kodak Ray. Always an entertainer.
You know, I don't think I've ever seen these two guys fight before. This ought to be good.
Which is wild when you think about it.
Here we go.
Lots of little subtle fakes early here.
Oh, that is not a legal target area.
Side kicks a little low. Kodak says, no, that was high enough. Head kick from Willie Hicks. Oh, Willie wanted to swing. Some late contact from Kodak Ray. And Willie Hicks not going to be okay with that.
Yeah, I think he's not too pleased. One of the things that you don't want to do is you don't want to hit Willie late. You know, he's all about playing by the rules and everything, but when a foul does occur, Willie wants to right the scales of justice. Maybe that means hitting back.
And I love to see that. They give the penalty point for Ray hitting late, and then Ray says, hey, my bad guys, won't happen again. You love that. Hicks over the top. Just a little push from behind to let him know about it.
I'm still here. Just think about you.
Another subtle observation. Willie Hicks rocking ring stars right now.
Oh, hold on. Oh!
Massive spinning hook kick connects on Ray. Willie Hicks turns back the clock.
Oh, did we just see that? Wow.
Atlanta is hot as can be right now. Willie Hicks looking for another highlight.
Those ring stars still got some kick to him.
Ray bringing a little bit of swagger with the foot grab.
45 seconds.
Ray tries to fire in a left hand, doesn't connect.
40 seconds.
40 seconds still remaining. A lot of time in this round. Team ATL now up 10-5.
Ray now with that closed, tight guard. Keeping those hands in nice and tight now. With a kick like that, it's going to hit you right on the chin.
20 seconds.
Willie Hicks still got a lot of bounce to him as we get to the late moments of this round.
He's feeling it.
ATL's leading.
After a kick like that, how could you not?
Yes, indeed.
10 seconds.
And time will expire.
Time.
Woo!
Just kidding, a little bit more action before
Hey,
time
Willie is
expires.
amped up.
Willie Hicks says, I've been doing this.
And look at Regina. They have traveled every circuit together. And let me, if she wasn't prepared for that 5 right there, that'll pull your arm out the socket.
The highlight of the night so far from 40-year-old Willie Hicks.
Say it again for the people in the back. But we're not done.
Oh, yeah, remember that 23-point comeback I was talking
There's a
about?
little something about that.
That
you know?
guy's stepping on the mat right
There he
now.
is, calmly stepping on the mat. And, of course, he's fighting Jermar Wiggins, who still kicks like he's in the 20-something division as well.
Eljav Abdul-Qadir in the blue. Diving blitz and scores.
And he says, this is how this is going to go, young man.
Jermar Wiggins in the white. Wiggins answering with some kicks.
Not enough.
Oh,
Head kick,
and
Wiggins!
there's the head kick, I told you.
ATL 6-12.
12-6 in favor of ATL. Hook round from Wiggins just misses. Abdul-Qadir still calm, cool, and collected. The judges don't call the kick from Wiggins. He can't believe it.
20 seconds remaining. ATL leads 12.
Side kick, Wiggins scores!
Wiggins is so very tricky with his kicks because he'll kick twice low and then high just like that.
He shows the axe kick, re-chambers and sticks the side kick. Jermon Wiggins is wigging out right now.
Man, ATL showing out.
Not enough, not enough. Less than a minute remaining.
A 10-point advantage with under a minute left. Team ATL trying to slam the door shut. And 2 more points for ATL. ATL chants ringing out as we see a fadeaway back fist, but Abdul-Qadir scores on that exchange.
40 seconds to go, still plenty of time. That's a 1 point, 1 point at a time.
Strong punching from Abdul-Qadir. Down 10 with 30 seconds remaining.
One of the things SL job is he's in shape, so he'll still go at this pace.
Abdul-Qadir says call that exit.
Stop time. Scores 18-8.
Willie Hicks telling Jermon Wiggins he's got to fight for these next 20 seconds.
They did not call him out of bounds. 20 seconds.
Wiggins still working that leg. Abdul-Qadir resets.
Time is starting to run out, though.
Wiggins steps out of bounds. 1
Gets a
point,
point.
Abdul Kadir.
10 points, 5 seconds. Can you do it? El Java says, no, thank you. We will fight this again.
Team ATL, much to the delight of this crowd in Georgia this evening.
And Willie Hicks comes down to the delight of this crowd, handing out high fives and sweat to everybody.
Willie Hicks with a phenomenal performance, an amazing highlight, and then Jermon Wiggins with an
Closing the
array
show.
of kicks, closing it out for ATL. Mallory, can you believe it?
If you thought 30-plus men's black belt was going to be boring, newsflash, no.
I'm speechless. I don't believe what I just watched.
The date is just a number, as these gentlemen just proved.
This is a public service announcement to more NASCAR tournaments to start putting this senior men's team sparring on stage.
Hey, can we get that? I might have to come back for 1 or 2 of these if y'all want to do that.
They are loving it.
And don't forget, those two had a great podcast. Gina Lump Lump. We got the crowd hype, baby.
That is quite some team spirit. We're going to keep that going as I send it over to Miss Anna Glenn interviewing.
I'm here with our women's team sparring champions. Now you keep the undefeated streak alive. How does it feel?
It feels amazing. We just keep doing what we do. I think we always show up as ourselves, which is beautiful, and I just always have so much fun fighting with Katie.
Yeah, honestly, it's a great feeling. You know, we're up there all the time, so it feels natural at this point, and we're just really happy to keep that ball rolling. It's awesome.
Watching you fight, I feel like you complement each other so well. Tell me a little bit about the chemistry between the two of you.
I think we just naturally bounce off of each other, like energy-wise. When it's time to kind of like strap up and really be in that mode, we're ready to both lock in, and we're able to always like pull each other up. It's a really beautiful partnership. So.
Yeah, honestly, it's great. It was really cool being able to kind of join forces and see the progression of that. Obviously, you know, strangers to friends and then teammates. And I think both of our styles complement each other, and then personalities, and being able to bring the hype and bring the feet and hands. And it's lovely.
I can tell there's a lot of team chemistry here. So we started off the night watching 6-year-old girls compete. And then the two of you as top competitors, how do you hope to inspire the next generation of female martial artists?
I hope to continue doing this by just giving back as much as possible. I work at the dojo here in Georgia, and there's tons of little, there's tons of girls that are actively with me all the time, and they're here and they're showing out this weekend. So to be able to spread that, and even have some of my family back in Chicago and Minnesota too at National Karate, is always really fun.
Yeah, honestly, it's just the coolest feeling ever to see some little kids, little girls, little boys, even just looking up and watching us fight after they've already fought this weekend. So it's an awesome feeling to be able to show that you don't have to stop it. You keep going, keep fighting into your adulthood, into your 30 plus, 40 plus, like whatever you want. If it makes you happy, go do it. So just happy to be able to show that.
Well, I know you both are such great role models to the next generation. Congratulations on your win. Hopefully more to come. We'll be back right after this.
Now, you guys can't start dying on me. We're getting towards the end. You guys got to amp it back up. How you guys doing? All right. I think after ATL won, you guys are still a little bit more hyped than that right there. Now, if you guys are enjoying the show so far, Friday Night Fights, then you guys have to make sure you guys show up tomorrow night for the Battle of Atlanta Battle Zone Championships. Tonight is all fighting. Tomorrow is going to include fighting, forms, weapons. It's going to have everything that makes up sport karate, so make sure you guys are there. And you have a very special demonstration that is going to be opening the show. So make sure you guys get there a little early and get yourself an awesome, awesome seat. Now, we be going into the 18 and over black belt men open weight point sparring final round. First fighter coming to the stage representing Team Paul Mitchell, Kareem Abdullah. Bailey Murphy. Round for the men's open weight division. Pick your fighter and make some noise.
And so Bailey Murphy transitions from one team to another that doesn't particularly have a history of liking Team Paul Mitchell.
Yes.
And his opponent for the open weight final, a Team Paul Mitchell member in Kareem Abdullah wearing the white helmet. Bailey Murphy in the red helmet. We're off.
No
clash
score
on the
that.
first exchange.
Now this will be a good test for both fighters. Murphy's speed and Abdullah's techniques.
Murphy with a foot on the gas pedal early. He's up 3-0 behind that blitz.
Man, it's going to be a sprint.
Abdullah looking to slow the pace using those kicks. One judge saw the kick underneath from Abdullah. Not enough to score. Murphy over the top again, 4-0. Abdullah takes off and scores.
Good blitz. Blitz the blitzer.
Abdullah really wants to swing the momentum with some kicks here. That kick doesn't quite get in for Murphy, but the blitz does.
And you notice he never stopped.
Abdullah looking for that kick. Punches go both ways, no score.
1 minute remaining. 5-1, Bailey leads.
4-point advantage for Murphy.
Not enough.
No point on that exchange. Abdullah has done a good job of defending the Murphy kicks so far.
But he's also chewing up the clock with each exchange.
1 point Bailey, 6
Every time Abdullah feels like he's got a little something going defensively, Murphy answers with a blitz. Another blitz for Murphy, scores.
7-1.
And the tough thing is you only have one round here. You don't have the reliance of 2 rounds.
And this is what Bailey Murphy does. Next thing you know, he's got control of the match. He's got a 5-point lead, now under 20 seconds remaining. And like you were talking about, Mallory, his adjustments, his pacing, the way he sets up his blitz, you blink and the fight's almost over.
100%. And you're like, what just happened? And before you figured it out, you've been scored on again. So now Murphy's kicking. He's stepping away, holding that leg. And the whole kick did get in.
Hook kick for Abdullah.
But is it too little, too late?
Too little,
It
too
is.
late. One more blitz for Bailey Murphy. Very impressive fight for Bailey Murphy.
I mean, he's just on his game right now.
The winner of the 18 and over men's open weight sparring.
And we know that he came to the Battle of Atlanta with a purpose. There are 2 major events in the sport karate world right now. One of them across the pond in Budapest at the Hungarian Kickboxing World Cup. The other right here on American soil at the Battle of Atlanta. Bailey Murphy said in an interview earlier this weekend that he came to the Battle of Atlanta specifically looking for a matchup with Team Paul Mitchell's Enrique Latona, who he could match up with in the welterweight grand championship tomorrow, depending on how the weight classes work out, what everybody weighed in as.
Right.
Because of a loss that he suffered to Enrique in the open weight at the Ocean State Grand Nationals. Bailey is here on a mission specifically to avenge a loss, and it certainly looks like it this weekend.
You know what? If you are the target of Bailey Murphy's motivation to come to an event, you better be on your P's and Q's.
And the beautiful thing about this, Mallory, in just a few moments later this evening, we'll get to see a rematch as Bailey joins his squad up against Kareem Abdullah's squad for the main event of the evening, Team Paul Mitchell versus Top 10 Team USA.
I believe there is a new rivalry being born tonight.
We go to our public address announcer, Reed Presley.
We're going into the ultimate team sparring challenge. Now this one is going to be Team ATL versus Team Legend. I'll try to make sure I get all of the age groups correctly. We're going to have a 30-plus male fighter, an 18-plus male fighter, an 18-plus female fighter, and a 17 and under male and female fighter. All right, I think I got them all. Let's have Team ATL come on out to the stage.
Reed Presley keeping us informed, giving us the layout of this Ultimate Sparring Championship match.
And now, let's have Team Legend hit the stage.
Team Legend, the defending champions in the Ultimate Grand Championship category. A special event here at the Friday Night Fights at the Battle of Atlanta.
I think Legend is trying to rival Team ATL's height. If you guys got Team ATL, let's make some noise. If you guys got Team Legend, let's make some noise. ATL. Legend. All right.
Now, Mallory, there is no mystery to the matchups in this team sparring event, as we have 5 rounds of competitors from completely different divisions. We have a senior male competitor over the age of 30, an 18-plus male, an 18-plus female, a junior competitor, male and female, for a total of 5 rounds in one of the most exciting team sparring events you can imagine.
The only question is, what order will they go in?
Exactly. And frankly, it would heavily depend on your personnel, because depending on the makeup of the team, you could be thinking that your anchor is your 18-plus male,
right?
Or your anchor could be a 15-year-old.
Right? I mean, think about it. You could stymie by, if you know the team's anchor, you could send that appropriate fighter out when it's your time, and they have to match.
Yes. Our first match will be the junior boys. Tony Hamsani Jr. with his dad coaching in the white helmet of Team Legend. And we've got Kai representing Team ATL.
Here we go.
And these young men want to get a lead for their team. Spin.
Spinning hook kick for Kai. Does not connect.
Almost.
Tony Jr. takes off. Gives his dad a 1-0 lead over ATL. Center referee Chris Walker says, keep fighting, boys. Kai
And
with
a
an aggressive takeoff.
That's a great flurry right there.
The fine line between insurance and a late hit.
Very fine line. But Tony Jr. didn't let that bother him. He just keeps on fighting.
Another point.
Tony Jr. continues to apply pressure. Legend now up 3-1.
Looks like that was a cup that fell out.
1 minute remaining.
Nice takeoff. They call it a clash. Both competitors landing at the same time.
Oh, the side kick? No. Blitz.
Looked like side kick slipped in just below the belt, so the blitz score. Tony Jr. comfortable with a 4-1 advantage. You even see him putting the hands on the hips as Kai circles.
He says, hey, I got a lead. You got to come to me.
25 seconds remaining. 20 seconds, Legend leads.
I'm really impressed with how poised Tony Jr. is.
Yes, and that's very smart to have in there, because if you don't have to go get that at the point, be happy with the 4-point leads you have.
This is a long team fight with 5 rounds.
5 seconds.
Take the points.
Tony Jr. may be fishing for a little highlight there. Didn't have a chance to throw that spinning hook kick.
with a score of 5-1.
And it looks like we will take a big old age jump to the senior competitors.
Going into the second round.
And what a matchup we've got here between Trey Lazenby of Team ATL and Yulskar Gamez. Yulskar has been a top senior competitor on the NASCA circuit for as long as I can remember.
Absolutely. He is a guy that you really, if you're fighting him, you got to pay attention to everything. He's so well crafty with his tools and his weapons.
That was a great takeoff there from Trey Lazenby.
Oh, absolutely. Getting that momentum going and coming by, but you can see Yulskar is timing those blitzes perfectly. Didn't get the other hand up that and paid the price for it. And let me just say, that had a little momentum on the back of it.
Body punch from Gamez didn't quite connect, and Trey takes advantage. Back and forth we go. Yulskar Gamez takes a tumble.
No score, 40 seconds.
Good body punch underneath. Look how sneaky that is, man. And the technique is just perfect.
He almost hides that left hand back behind him.
Exactly. It's almost like you can't see it. It's kind of like
great answer from Trey Lazenby there.
Absolutely.
With the 2-point kick.
Kind of like the hidden ball trick in baseball. You're like, hey, I don't really have anything here. Surprise. ATL's chopping away at that lead. They may have gotten it close to 1. Yes. Watch out for that surprise back fist. But Yulskar with that body punch underneath.
Great job by Gamez to stop the bleeding there, holding on to a 2-point lead.
Exactly.
And just like that, we move on to the third round.
Now you know what? This could really rely heavily on what Tony Jr. did in the first match. If he would have chased those points and wouldn't have taken the 4-point lead advantage, you could be looking at a different story here.
This is still anyone's match.
Looks like we move to the junior boys, getting into an older age group now. Michael for Team Legend.
Did you see the axe kick?
With a beautiful highlight right on cue. And Trayden McAdams of Team ATL.
Swing kick right there, attempt. Good high round kick.
Top shelf on the round kick.
Both young men just kicking for their height.
Beautiful that blitz body punch by Trayden McAdams.
1-point game. Oh, looks like there was some sort of mix-up there. I think there was a swing kick attempt that the momentum carried him underneath.
Stop time.
Looks like an exit for Michael.
1 point going to ATL.
Giving a point to Team ATL. Great movement there by McAdams.
Hook kick, did it hit? I think he got his hands up in time.
McAdams really wants that hook round, and Michael capitalizes. 14-12 Legend.
Oh, it's tied up.
What an answer from McAdams, and then the blitz to give ATL the lead.
ATL gets a lead and capitalizes on the lead.
Oh, no score on that diving body punch.
15 seconds.
It looks like Walker had called stop. Spin.
McAdams did a great job there of just watching that spin hook kick go by and then attacking immediately. And now Team ATL behind Trayden McAdams flipping the script. A 1-point lead going into the fourth.
I knew this was going to be a good one.
Team Legends undefeated status on the line.
1.5 is back on the board.
I believe this will be Gabriella of Team ATL against Victoria of Team Legend.
Minute 20.
Gabriella working the outside, now starting to take the center.
Minute 10.
Both these ladies testing out a few kicks back and forth. Victoria takes off, scores. We are tied once again at 16. Hard contact on that exchange, and Victoria gets the best of it.
Another blitz. Looks like there's a bit of a wrist or finger injury right in front of our broadcast booth. Sometimes when you land, if you land on a finger wrong, just trying to shake it out.
Based on the way she's holding her hand, looks like either a finger might have popped out a little bit, or maybe just like a stinger when you get a hard impact through the wrist there.
It's tough because you're falling. Of course, your first reaction is to reach for the ground, but sometimes all of the weight comes down wrong on one digit that is not meant to hold all that pressure.
34 seconds remaining. The score is 18 to 16. Team Legend
Reading her belt.
is currently
Looks like her name's Gabrielle, not Gabriella.
this ultimate team fight finale.
And it looks like she's going to be all right.
There you go.
It looks like we are ready.
You know what actually helps your fingers feel better? Punching someone.
Back fist from Victoria scores.
Wow, she's just completely taken over this match.
Momentum swinging back in favor of Legend.
Ooh, watch out for that kick.
Oh, that head kick
Watch
landed
out.
for two.
You know what makes your foot feel better? You probably know.
And the poise of Victoria, just like her younger brother. Beautifully done. 2-point advantage for Legend. Time ticks away in the fourth round. And the best ending that we could get for the storylines is a close match coming down to the adult men. Christian Rivas in the red helmet. Jalen Lazenby in the white helmet. This is a great matchup.
Buckle up.
Jalen Lazenby, a very emotional fighter. He wants to ride the energy of this room.
Starts
Christian
off with a
Rivas,
blitz.
cool and collected.
Whoa. Clash of kicks. Rivas goes down.
Christian Rivas trying to help his team defend their title.
Minute 15 remaining.
Side kick.
Beautiful defensive side kick. Christian Rivas, known for his blitz, has really added that strong defensive side kick to his game, and it's paid dividends for him.
Yes, indeed. He can rely on his blitz, but then he can sit back and wait and set a trap for that side kick just as he did before.
No scoring on that exchange. Legend a bit more comfortable. Rivas giving them a 5-point lead. Lazenby looking to make something happen. Fadeaway back fist blocked.
Christian blitz from so far away. I'm surprised he didn't get caught with the side kick.
Rivas almost always has a length advantage on his opponents, but the way that he is able to use that first step, that explosion, it expands his reach significantly.
It's almost inevitable that he catches every opponent with it at least once.
Fighters will reset, and just like that, time expires.
And a side kick to add.
And Christian Rivas helps Team Legend secure a title defense in the Ultimate Team Sparring Championship.
They have an entire cheering section to our left.
It's an Atlanta crowd, but we know that Team Legend travels well.
Yes, indeed.
Smiles all around, great sportsmanship. As one of the best events in all of point fighting, the Ultimate Team Sparring Challenge here at the Battle of Atlanta.
Nothing but respect on both sides of the teammates.
And presenting the award from Fighters Inc.
Mallory, you know what this means?
We are one step closer to the main event.
I don't think that words can express how excited I am for this main event.
We don't have any graphics up here, but we need some big color pops and everything for what's about to happen.
So as we recognize our Ultimate Team Sparring champions, to preview the men's team sparring final, let's talk a bit about the path for each of these teams. In a poetic way, the draw had top 10 Team USA shuffled to go up against Team Straight Up in the very first round. It was a dominant performance for top 10 Team USA, who advanced to the finals by beating Straight Up. On the other hand, you've got Team Paul Mitchell, who had a tough matchup against Team Diamond G3, which has recently acquired a deal with Red Bull. We've got to learn more from Damian Rodriguez about that.
Yes.
And they fought Paul Mitchell very, very well in that match. Paul Mitchell did not secure a victory until the last round when Enrique Latona stepped up, overcame, I believe, a 2-point deficit to give Paul Mitchell that win. So we've got Paul Mitchell overcoming some adversity. We've got top 10 in the storyline against Straight Up, getting that in their past. And now we've got a clash of giants in this final.
Now, you mentioned before that Bailey Murphy was seeking out Enrique Latona. The question is, does he have sway over who will be El Java, probably is sitting in that chair, to ask for that matchup? Do you go and give him what he wants, or do you go for the best strategic matchup?
If I know Bailey Murphy is telling Java he wants that matchup.
Give me him.
And so the question really falls on the shoulders of Team Paul Mitchell head sparring coach Damon Gilbert.
Yes.
Does he want to entertain that, or does he want to try to mess it up?
That indeed is the story right there.
Bailey Murphy, stoic on stage, his teammates pacing.
And he's right there waiting to get equipment check. He's not even breathing heavy, just another day at the office.
We haven't even done a coin toss yet.
No. You know, there's something to really be said for, as you know, for the many years I've been watching Bailey, I've really seen him mature into a professional athlete. And I mean, it's just great to see that he's traveling the world now. He's doing his thing. He's sharing his craft with everyone. He is one of the top fighters in the world right now, winning championships in Europe and back in the United States. Not to be overlooked, you've got a great bevy of fighters on the John Paul Mitchell side.
All right, you guys better be making some noise on this one.
Of course, Team Paul Mitchell in the iconic black and white. Top 10 Team USA in the red, white, and blue, befitting their name. Coin toss. This is huge. Coin toss is muffed. Damon Gilbert says, let's get a retoss on that one.
What is it?
Who's going to win the toss?
Looks like El Java won, and Damon is sitting out first, I believe, if I read that body language right.
It looks like that's correct. And so now here's the question. We feel like we know that Damon knows exactly what Top 10 wants to do.
I know that you know that I know that you know that I know.
So what does he do? Does he try to pull Bailey out before the anchor? Does he play into the plot?
Well, if he doesn't, would that frustrate Bailey?
Possibilities are endless.
Looks like we've got Mr. Walker stepping out first, or at least that was what appeared to happen. He's got back behind the line, so we don't know yet.
Coach Damon Gilbert may be teasing.
But you eventually have to send one out. Looks like it's Kareem Abdullah. And for Top 10 USA,
interesting,
is Kevin Walker.
So El Java Abdul Qadir takes a look at Troy Benz. They have a little interaction. It looked like maybe he was thinking of sending Tyreek out to go up against Kareem Abdullah. But the decision is to send out Kevin
for a rematch. And we had some fireworks last time.
There could be some emotions in this round.
Oh, I think there might be a few.
Here we go.
If there's any two fighters that are game for an emotional match, it is these two gentlemen.
How about an emotional rematch?
Kareem Abdullah takes off. Paul Mitchell has an early lead, 1-0. Walker trying to get the leg going. Abdullah backs off. Abdullah takes off from a mile away and scores.
Walker looked a little disappointed that the front hand didn't get scored, but makes it up with this point.
Strong left hand there from Walker. Walker looking to fight behind his kicks this time.
watch also the defense that Abdullah is doing when Walker raises his leg. He is scooping that leg up, disrupting the kick. Ooh, that I thought was a side kick, but Walker, not to be denied, fires back with the hands.
That's such a tough area when a kick kind of lands on the chest to shoulder.
Right.
Judges have a hard time calling it.
But also the veteran status of Walker, not stopping, not fighting to the bell.
Absolutely. Walker a little bit of swagger now as he's put a couple of points together.
This is where he's at his best, when he's feel like he's in control of the match.
Abdullah threatening that right hand. Abdullah almost got himself into some trouble.
And they are calling for an exit and a point for Walker.
A little bit of a late call on the exit, some might say. Nice back fist for Kareem Abdullah.
Was that a slip by Walker? Something odd happened.
Yeah, it looks like he went for a back fist.
Oh, that's a nice
my
right
goodness.
hand. That's a clean right
down
hand.
the pipe.
Yes.
Oh, side kick to the body, Abdullah. Doesn't score. Fighters reset.
Knotted up at 4.
The intensity is thick. Rear leg, round kick, Abdullah. And the follow with the hands is what scores.
Abdullah actually shoving the head judge out of the way, said, let me back at him.
Oh, ridge hand, Abdullah.
Oh, and a sharp left from Walker. And Walker gets in his face a little gamesmanship here.
Walker's letting him know about it. Oh, jumping front kick from Abdullah. El Java Abdul Qadir just stood up.
Right, which is that a violation of the rules? Because that's what Damon Gilbert's going to say. And there's some apologies around.
Now, standing up respectfully.
Yes. That's a good question for the judge. How do you judge that? Because it is a violation of the rules. However, he was protecting his fighter. It looks like that they did give an award. Was that a penalty point awarded?
So I was talking about the difference between the 2 times that he stood up there.
Yes.
Obviously, the second time he's saying, "Hey, we're good, man." The first time it is a little bit of a tough call, but in that moment, the rules say you got to let your fighter defend themselves.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay. This is the matchup.
And here we go.
So El Java Abdul Qadir sends out Bailey first. He says, I'm going to put the ball in Damon Gilbert's court. If he wants to give us the matchup, here's his opportunity. Enrique Latona, Bailey Murphy. This is the matchup Bailey wants. Is Enrique going to prove him wrong?
Here we go.
Murphy, arguably the best fighter on the planet. Latona, arguably the best kicker on the planet. Spin kick blocked by Latona. Latona really working that leg.
Bailey trying to get away from the corner. Stops
Murphy
the
working the perimeter. Latona, lots of leg pressure.
And then an over-the-top.
Great counter.
If you notice how calm Bailey is while dealing with that barrage of kicks.
We are knotted at 7.
Underneath, goes under the leg, and then hits the back fist.
But it's the counter by Latona that scores. The back fist from Murphy didn't land. Latona trying to get those kicks going. Murphy counters with the hands. The magic number here is 2. Latona wants to land 2 kicks in this match to really put Paul Mitchell in a good position. There's the defensive side kick blocked by Murphy.
I mean, in a clean block.
Punches go both ways, nobody scores. Latona looking for one of those kicks.
Murphy with a body punch counter. Judges say we didn't see nothing. Murphy
defensive
goes again,
side kick scores for Latona.
Side kick.
Paul Mitchell back ahead 10-9. Body punch, Latona scores. Defensive side kick, no call on the exchange.
30 seconds to go. Oh, Olay.
Great defense there from Murphy. Latona lucky to not step out of bounds. Body punch, Latona. Momentum swinging in the favor of the black and white.
Oh.
And then a side kick from Murphy. Top 10 Team USA needed that. Murphy brings them back. 1 point advantage for Paul Mitchell.
Murphy with the point.
Murphy knots it up. Murphy wanted the spin kick. Latona says no.
But he gets a point at the end.
Murphy scores to give his team a 13-12 advantage moving into the final matchup.
So technically winning the one-on-one matchup, actually coming in with a deficit and still coming out with more points. Murphy with some very encouraging words for Tyree to say. who is going to run
Murphy
anchor.
Incensed at the end of that match.
He would not be denied.
Tyreek Saint.
Would not be denied.
And now we have two extremely high energy fighters, passionate martial artists, Alex Mancias, Tyreek Saint. I believe the two longest tenured members on each of these teams duking it out for the team sparring title. Top 10 Team USA leads by 1. Mancias, high volume fakes. Saint collecting data. Back fist from Mancias. We're tied at 13.
Connected, but the judges think so.
Both fighters so quick. Tyreek a lightweight, Mancias a heavyweight.
1 point for Saint.
Top 10 Team USA back on top by 1. Clash. Mancias, body punch. Mancias really using that lead leg. Saint tries to sneak in a side kick. Saint takes off. Counter strike Mancias. Side kick Mancias, not clean enough. Saint takes off and scores. We are knotted at 15, under a minute left.
Body
Defensive
kick.
side kick Mancias. 17-15 Paul Mitchell. Time is stopped for an equipment adjustment.
48 seconds to go.
Mancias working the perimeter, now working the leg,
Body
takes
punch.
off. And Tyreek Saint gets the call. 1 point lead for
And
Paul
another
Mitchell.
body punch by Saint.
Alex Mancias gets caught sleeping there. Saint takes off. 30 seconds remain.
Saint showing him the body punch, says, you come in here again, I'm serving this up.
Fade away, back fist for Mancias. Great defensive striking. Mancias tries a little switch spinning back kick there. Tyreek Saint scores. Mancias, defensive side kick doesn't get extended. Saint scores with his hands. Top 10 USA leads by 1.
Body
Closing
punch.
seconds, clash. Just seconds remaining. Mancias takes off. Defensive side kick scores for Saint. And at the buzzer, it is top 10 Team USA. Takes home the men's team sparring championship.
Remember, I said something before we started the broadcast. The one man, he cleanly beat Bailey Murphy at this Battle of Atlanta, and they're now teammates. That's a very dangerous team.
A thrilling team sparring final between Team Paul Mitchell and top 10 Team USA. One thing's for sure, Mallory, this is not the last time that we will see these two teams in this position.
Absolutely not.
A clutch performance by Tyreek Saint, getting that score on an awkward exchange to put his team up 1. And then as Mancias tried to force overtime, Saint sneaks in a defensive side kick to bring it in to the Friday night fights. Mallory, as we're closing the show here, your reaction to what we just witnessed.
Let me just say, man, that I think that we have the birth of a new rivalry. There's still a few extracurricular words, if you say, little intense words going on in the center of the ring. I'm trying to read some lips here. But I think we have a new modern-day rivalry.
I couldn't agree more. I think that the whole sport karate world recognized that after the big move was announced earlier this week leading up to the Battle of Atlanta, that this is the type of matchup that we're going to be looking at for a long time. There's a lot of smaller storylines within the storylines, and there is much more to be told tomorrow night in the Battle Zone Championships, where we may even see some rematches of many of the matchups that we saw tonight in the Friday night fights. This tournament, the 57th Battle of Atlanta, is nowhere near over.
No, we're just getting started.
So, from the broadcast team here, live in Atlanta,
Everybody,
Georgia,
let's give it up one last time for Top 10.
we pass it to Anna Glenn for an interview with the champs.
Guys, congratulations on the final win tonight. The match literally came down to the final seconds. How did your team stay focused?
Man, it's just a grand belief in each other, man. We know we train hard and we live for these moments.
I know your roster has changed a ton this year. How do you think it helped you tonight?
I think it helped us a lot because, all of us are brothers. We have great chemistry. So there's nothing more than, fighting for your brother, fighting for the person behind you. And that's where that power comes from.
What makes winning at the Battle of Atlanta so special?
Say it again, I'm sorry.
What makes winning at the Battle of Atlanta so special?
Man, this is the biggest, bestest, actually, one of the biggest, bestest wins of my life. Because AKA was such an amazing experience for me too, like winning with my family. But man, I grew up with these people. I grew up watching him. I grew up fighting this guy, and I taught him. Wow. This is crazy. I'm so ecstatic.
It's special because it's the hometown. I'll tell you that. Yeah. Shout out to the A-Town. West Side, stand up.
Hey, baby.
I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a lot more of you guys soon. So congratulations on the last win tonight.
One more, y'all.
Break it down. One more time.
Bring it in. Get a close up on this, man.
Oh, can you believe it?
My bad. Do you feel like you know a little bit more about point fighting? Are you going to join the fight
I don't know.
sometime?
Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. But I have to say, it's been such a joy getting to know all these fighters over the past 4 years. I feel like there's such a special community here in the martial arts, the sport of martial arts. So
Absolutely. That's why we love this sport.
What are you most looking forward to tomorrow?
Oh, man, that's tough. Of course, Avery's going to be competing, my sister.
Right,
so that's always something that I have to say.
Shout out Avery.
Thank you. And so Avery, and then, we got everything. We got forms, we got fighting, we got weapons. The men's weapons is always one of my favorites. That's a division that
you
was
were
a home
in, right?
for me.
Yes,
many, many times.
Wait, could we be seeing any tricks from you tomorrow night?
I don't know. All I will say is you got to see the demo opening the show tomorrow.
Okay,
we got
can't wait.
Quite something for you. And so that concludes Friday night fights at the Battle of Atlanta. Thank you to everyone who came out tonight and made this show possible. Thank you to Anna Glenn, Mallory Woods, Jackson Rudolph. Thank you to Matt Action for the software, Salty and the team, and Mahone for the production. You guys made it possible. Camera crew, the Ruth family, everyone was awesome. And we're gonna do it again tomorrow, and we're gonna do it better. See you guys all tomorrow, and good luck to the competitors for the rest of the competition, and good night.